My name is Father Michael Pratt, the Director of Vocations for the Diocese of Tulsa and Eastern Oklahoma. I invite you to join me in traveling further in our faith this Lent as we grow closer to Christ and continue to build the best of our ability, God's house here in Tulsa and Eastern Oklahoma. As we journey together in this Lent, I would offer this suggestion. St. Ignatius of Loyola wrote in his book, The Spiritual Exercises, the very first sentence, he says, we're going to do all this so that we can detach ourselves from unhealthy disordered detachments for the sake of a greater attachment and love for God. I would focus this Lent. I would use all those great means available to us of prayer, fasting, almsgiving, to focus on one sin that you're tired of. It's holding you back. It's been around a while and it does not belong. I would focus your efforts on one. Let's take an example. Let's say you take the Lord's name in vain and you're tired of it. It's inappropriate, you're a Christian, you love God, but this is a habit that's been formed and now you want it gone. I would focus the next 40 days and 40 nights on that and say I'm going to direct my prayer, fasting, and almsgiving directly at that. Okay, what are my circumstances? When do I usually commit this sin? Usually when I'm driving, usually when I'm around my coworkers, at work. Okay, now I know, Lord, before I go into my car each day, I'm going to pray, Lord, help me to not take your name in vain. Help me to bless your name this day. Perhaps while you're driving, you could then say, Jesus, I trust in you. Jesus, I adore you. God, you are my strength, etc. Learning to undo that habit and cultivate the beautiful virtue. Then when you go with your buddies out to lunch and you know you're about to commit that sin or you're likely to commit that sin again, you could say, every time I take the Lord's name in vain, I'm going to put $5 in my charity jar. At the end of the week, that charity money is going to the poor or to a charity or to a school or whatever the case may be. That's going to be a sting after a while. Or let's say you want to direct your fasting to this sin. Every time I take the Lord's name in vain, I'm going to eat a half portion of my next meal. That's going to sting after a while. You're going to get tired of that, and you're going to not want to commit that sin again. Now that you're no longer attached to that habit, you can start cultivating, Lord, I'm going to bless and praise and thank your name always. Wouldn't it be great at the end of Lent 2019 if you could say, that was the Lent. That was the one I undid that habit. I no longer take the Lord's name in vain now. Now I bless and praise and thank and love the name of Jesus, who is risen for my sake. I highly recommend focusing this Lent on rooting out something that's holding you back so that you can be more attached, more in love, more focus, more attention to God, to Jesus, who rose for our sake.